Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Tide. An anticipated day of celebration in Ames, Iowa, as the most successful senior class in Iowa State history. As the program on the cusp of a historic moment. With the win, the Cyclones will capture their first conference regular season crown since 1912.
The building process and taking something and making it special, that's not a short-term fix. We're here for the long haul.
Looking deep, double coverage, it's intercepted.
I don't think we put any goals and expectations other than can we not be the lacking style of college football.
Kick on the way, no good. Iowa State wins in Austin.
We were 3-9. We didn't have a whole lot to sell. These young men believed in us enough to come here and have been an anchor of creating the positive change in our football program.
Iowa State ranked 9th, one win away from its first Big 12 championship game appearance, and still a shot at the college football playoff. Cyclones taking on a dangerous West Virginia team today. I'm Dave Pasch here in Arizona. Mike Golick is in Bristol. And Mike, everything's on the table today. Still a Heisman shot for Breece Hall. Also a chance at the playoff and, of course, the Big 12 championship.
And you mentioned it earlier. Let's do a little revisionist history here. 1912, they were co-champs in the Missouri Valley Conference with Nebraska. They beat Missouri and Drake, the only two conference wins that year. Let's go to 1976. They needed a win in the last game of the season to make it to the Big 8 championship game. They lost to Oklahoma State. Here they are in 2020. Matt Campbell is hugging the seniors out there on Senior Day, the winningest crew in Iowa State history. And all they have to do to get to the Big 12 championship game is beat one of the toughest defenses in the country in West Virginia.
Also today, two of the top running backs in all of college football will be on display. The Mountaineers' Letty Brown, who's 8th in the country in rushing, 2nd in the Big 12 in rushing touchdowns. But the headliner is Breece Hall, number 2 in the nation in rushing, and a candidate for the Heisman Trophy. Iowa State and West Virginia clash next. About 15,000 fans at Jack Trice Stadium. The late Jack Trice, who passed away in 1923 from injuries suffered in a game, the first black student athlete ever at Iowa State, and it's the only FBS stadium named after an African American. West Virginia will get the ball first. Winston Wright on the return for the Mountaineers. And he's brought down to the 20-yard line.
West Virginia today, Brown said Jarrett's so easy to pull for. He pours everything into the game of football.
And Deggy's going to hand it off to Letty Brown on first down. Nowhere to go. Stop made by Jaquan Bailey. Bring up second down and 10. Deggy's pass is caught and close to a first down. Catch just short of the line to gain, so 3rd down and inches. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak with a push past the 29-yard line. Fresh set of downs for West Virginia. 5-3 record. They're perfect at home, 5-0, but they have yet to win a game on the road, but they've been close. Letty Brown off the left side, bounces forward for about 3 yards. Brought down again by Jaquan Bailey, one of those. Gain of 3 for Brown, who has more rushing yards this year than he had the last 2 years combined. He's also an excellent receiver out of the backfield. Here's 2nd down and 7. Play action for Deggy on the rollout, and the pass is pulled into Iowa State territory. Sean Ryan, the 17th catch out of Brooklyn, New York, a junior. They shift Brown back into the backfield. Go 4 wide here. Deggy's going to give it to Brown off the right side, and he picks up about 4 to the 37-yard.
So as we will obviously keep you well abreast of the rushing numbers today.
Deggy taking a shot downfield. Knocked away, incomplete. Third down and 6. And it's pulled in inside the 35-yard line, but short of the first down. 4th down and 2.
Oh, yeah, that's Letty Brown. Started leaning forward, started moving. That's going to cost them.
prior to the snap. False start. Offense, number 4.
So they'll punt it. And Tyler Sumter will try to pin Iowa State deep. And this will go into the end zone for a touchback. No. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Iowa State at 7-1 with a win clinches a spot in the Big 12 championship game for the first time in program history. Even with a loss, they're likely to get in. I mean, it'd have to be an incredible series of bad luck for Iowa State somehow not to get in. Question is, who will they play? As you look at Brock Purdy and what he's done this season, junior from Gilbert, Arizona, second team All Big 12 a year ago. Got to hand it off here to Nwangu, who's kind of the heartbeat of that team. Breece Hall's their best player, but Nwangu is their leader, one of those fifth-year guys, part of the program building class for Iowa State.
Yeah, what a great group to set the example for the younger players between what this crew did and what Matt Gamble has done with them to set the future. The future certainly looks bright.
Gain of 4 there for Nwangu from Frisco, Texas. He stays in the game here at running back. Purdy will throw it, forced out of the pocket, being chased, and dumps it off to one of those tight ends. Chase Allen, one of 3 players at the tight end position for Iowa State that makes that group maybe the best in the country.
So you're going to see Tony Fields, the linebacker, come straight up the gut. And it makes Purdy roll out to the left, and there's Chase Allen, all 6'7" of them, making a big play.
They go back to the ground game and hand it off to Nwangu. We have yet to see Breece Hall, perhaps because it is senior day, that Nwangu is getting the start. Hall is just a sophomore. Second down.
I completely agree, Dave, that that's the reason why is, you know, you're honoring these seniors. And
there's Hall, 28 in black, motioning into the backfield on 2nd down and 7. And Hall hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 2. One of the Stills brothers, that was Darius, the nose tackle.
Tony Fields cleans up that linebacker behind him.
And West Virginia, the #1 pass defense in college football, trying to get off the field here as Purdy keeps it and dives across the 35-yard line for an Iowa State first down.
The one thing you just really can't account for, Dave, is when a quarterback takes off on you. You mentioned they're the tops in the country in pass defense. They have great coverage here in zone, and then they have to react to the quarterback. Purdy doing just enough to move the sticks. A very, very heads-up play by Brock.
So fresh out of downs for the Cyclones at the 35 of West Virginia against the #4 defense in college football in terms of yards allowed. We talked about them being #1 against the pass. Breece Hall finds some running room inside the 30 for a gain of about 6. Hall picked up 6, lost yardage on his first attempt. In trouble again, and that's Tony Evans, who was waiting for him on the handoff. Another negative play forced by that West Virginia defense, which was a 3-year starter for the Wildcats. 3rd and 9. Purdy's pass is caught by Hutchinson, but he will not get the first down. That was well defended by Nick Troy Fortune. We'll see what Iowa State does here on 4th down.
So you're either going to try about a 45-yard field goal, or you're going to go for it here with a couple yards to go. Their kicker.
They're going to go for it here, 4th and 4. Their kicker, Connor Asali, has the leg, but they go for it on 4th down, and Purdy's pass is pulled in at the 23-yard line. That's Allen again, his 2nd catch of the drive to move the sticks.
Get their size.
They come right back and snap it. There's a flag down. Hall able to get the perimeter inside the 10, heading for the end zone. Touchdown. Iowa State was over the ball quickly and snapped it with perhaps too many men on the field for West Virginia. Let's see.
Illegal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Great do it. And there's one of the reasons Mr. Hall is a Heisman Trophy candidate. That one was supposed to go up the gut. He bounces it to the outside and takes it the distance.
Excellent opening drive by Iowa State, going the length of the field. And Sally puts it through. 7-0 Iowa State. So Brees Hall showing first the ability to break a tackle, then the speed to get the corner, and hit pay dirt for the 17th time in 2020.
Fighting Golics over Syracuse.
And Deggy here on first down, setting up a screen to right, and he is drilled in the backfield and dropped by Anthony Johnson. You know, when it was 7-3 Syracuse, Mike, I was going to say, why didn't we have a 1-yard loss on 1st and 10, 2nd and 11 now from the West Virginia 7. Here's Letty Brown, stiff arming, but running out of room. Well defended again by Iowa State, which is in the top 20 nationally in rush defense. And West Virginia just plays it conservatively, giving it to Letty Brown, but nowhere to go. Pickup of 2, and it'll be 4th down, a 3. Well, Milton deep for Iowa State, and Tyler Sumter, transfer from Troy, where Neil Brown was before he took the West Virginia job. He's into punt. Short kick. And the fair catch made in plus territory for Iowa State.
Things are rolling in Ames for Matt Campbell and the Cyclones. And when you talk to people around the program, they'll all tell you 0 egos in this locker room. And Brees Hall said it best last week after the Texas win. It's a 5-star culture versus 5-star players. And if you look at the recruiting, since Matt Campbell arrived, they don't get what recruiting experts say are the best players. But the production can't be denied. And Campbell said to us this week, I think it was so telling, kids don't know how much you know until they know how much you care. And they care here in Ames.
Nwangu inside the 40, brought down after a gain of 4. But you look at Matt Campbell, I mean, he's got a history of winning. He was a 5-time national champ as a player and a coach. I know it's D3 Mount Union, but that's been a successful program for a long time.
One of the things here that impresses me is you saw where the rankings were and what they're doing. That just screams loudly of coaches developing players. You can certainly look at a ranking system of a high school player as well, but I really look at what this coach and coaching staff has done to develop the players and the attitude.
Purdy to throw on 2nd down and 5. Nwangu can't hang on to it out of the backfield. Incomplete. Big 3rd down and 5 here for West Virginia, especially as Purdy takes off again, and for the 2nd time on 3rd down and 5 or longer, Purdy using his legs to move the chains for the Cyclones.
And you know, you see why. I mean, again, this defense, #1 in the country in pass defense. So Purdy is obviously seeing good coverage down the field, but what he's also seeing is, heck, I only need 5 yards. Give me 6, get me to the ground, get us moving the chains.
Purdy holds at least a share of 24 school records. And he's tied for the school record in terms of wins with 21. Here's Brees Hall running right. Wrapped up at the 29-yard line by Drayshawn Miller. And a little extracurricular activity. And a fight comes soaring in by the Iowa State bench with Tony Fields getting into it.
Yeah, Drayshawn Miller, as you said, forced him out there. Tony Fields came in with the tackle right at the help with the tackle right at the end. Guys kind of pushing him away. Oh, and
I think they're going to get Iowa State for that. I mean,
yeah, they are. He either tripped or had a really good kind of, you know.
But didn't it look like Fields was standing over, and you don't know if he's taunting there, but he was standing over the
after the play was over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 77 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. The down counts. 2nd down.
Just running out of bounds. The guys on the sideline are going to pull the guy with the different colored jersey off, but you got to not push him away like that. Now, do I think Fields did a little bit of acting there? Hey, if he did, you know what? Give him the Oscar because he got 15 yards. And unfortunately there, Mr. Hudson, you're going to be answering for that one for a while. There's one thing, you make it look like a shove like that, and Tony helped it, and they got the 15.
So Purdy will throw it here on 2nd down and 21. And the pass is on the money. Caught by Hutchinson inside the 30. Down to about the 26. So on 2nd and 21, they get close to 19 yards. 2 third-down conversions already here in the first quarter for Iowa State. Hall waits for a hole to open. It does. And it's a first down. From the West Virginia 22, Nwangu is back in the game at running back. He'll get the carry here. And he bursts through a hole. Down to the 15 and close to a first down. Tackle made by Miller. Nwangu, who had just 40 carries all season long, coming in, making the most of his attempts today.
Boy, they're just getting hat on hat right now, doing a great job. Jared Russ, 43, one of the other tight ends, because Dylan Sainer is out, leading
against an excellent West Virginia defense. Nwangu hit from behind and spun down. We'll see where they mark it. Close in Ames on a potential historic day for Iowa State, trying to win the Big 12 outright for the first time ever. And Breece Hall, a huge reason why. So Oklahoma State falls to TCU. Iowa State is officially now in the Big 12 championship game for the first time ever. You got Oklahoma State and Texas at 5-3. Oklahoma's 5-2. Already had wins over Oklahoma State and Texas. They play Baylor tonight. And then they play West Virginia in Morgantown next week. So hey, if West Virginia wins this game, they're still in the hunt to play Iowa State in the championship game. Meanwhile, 3rd and 1 for the Cyclones inside the Mountaineer 15-yard line. And Breece Hall able to get the first down inside the 10.
Okay.
Yeah, no chance with 3.
No.
A chance with 2. Play action, Purdy into the end zone, incomplete. He was going for Chase Allen. 2nd, Breece Hall. Potentially, even though he's on the Maxwell Award watch list, you've got the Heisman Trophy still out there as a possibility for the sophomore from Wichita, Kansas. As the quarterback Purdy keeps it, and he's in for the touchdown. 13-0 Cyclones.
Wow, watch how long Purdy holds the ball in Breece Hall's belly. This is what makes the play. You got to have patience when you're reading. The ball in the belly, ready to take it, and pulls it right at the last minute. Excellent job. Jarrell Brock gets a block on Tony Fields as well. Cut inside of that, right to the end zone. But that's a really nice job by Purdy showing patience.
You know, he was not 100% for a good part of last year. And when healthy, I wonder, speaking of Heisman, I wonder if next year we're going to be talking about him in that regard, because this guy's just scratching the surface as the point after is good. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, 14 passing touchdowns, 14-0 Iowa State. Let's go to Matt.
All right, guys, time now for the Rocket Mortgage.
It's going to get really ugly, you'd have to think. Empty set here. What's West Virginia made of? Down 14-0 on the road here. Pass is errant and incomplete. Mike O'Loughlin, the intended receiver, with Mitchell. Here's Deggy on 2nd down and 10. And checks it down to Letty Brown, who has 28 catches now on the year. He's driven out of bounds. And 3rd down and 4 for the Mountaineers. At some point, got to put a drive together, especially the way Iowa State's rolling offensively right now. Out of empty, blitz coming up the middle. Deggy's pass is caught by Simmons for a first down at the 46-yard line. Tackle made by Isheem Young. There's a first down for West Virginia. See if that gets... Gain of 13. Play fake here for Deggy. And going downtown. Got a receiver, but overthrown. Diving attempt by Sean Ryan. Could not come up with it. Deggy completes close to 70% of his passes. Play fake here. And then how about that on the shovel pass to Brown. That was a beautiful call. Gotta love that design. You fake the handoff, then you come back with a shovel pass, and it's close to a first down pickup. Best drive of the day by far, but they got to pick up this first down, 3rd and inches here. And Deggy again getting the push from McLaughlin. That's the 2nd time we've seen the tight end come in and shove the backside of the quarterback.
Can I just say, I hated that they changed that rule.
Now that's definitely spoken like a defensive line. Yeah. Letty Brown stood up after maybe a gain of 2 with change.
got him.
Deggy, and dumps it off. Fighting for yardage is Esdale. Second catch on the day, 9th on the year. He'll come up about 4 yards shy of the line to get.
Now again, good positive play there. And they do get the first down still anyway.
It's Simmons on the catch inside the 30. Neil Brown, the head coach. Jared Parker is the offensive coordinator. Coached with John Haycock, the Iowa State defensive coordinator, when they were at Purdue together. Deggy from the pocket. Receiver comes open, and the catch is made by Esdale again. We'll see where forward progress is spotted. He was close to the first down when he made West Virginia team that losses at Oklahoma State, at Texas Tech on a fumble return for a touchdown late by the Red Raiders. Had a chance to win the Texas game and could not. Letty Brown is brought down. Looks like he's short. Eisworth on the stop. See if McLaughlin, as soon as you see him motion into the backfield behind the quarterback, you know what's coming.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
And the quarterback sneak works again. You know, you wonder if, you know, the slow start by West Virginia, you wonder if it's just because they haven't played a game since November 14th.
Yeah,
they won that game against TCU. They did have a bye, and then the game with Oklahoma got postponed. Deggy to the air on first down. Gets hit. And some contact downfield as well, as Esdale got tangled up with Anthony Johnson. Perhaps they're going to say that it was uncatchable. It was Uwazurike who had the lick on the quarterback, Jared Deggy. In the red zone on 2nd and 10. And a penalty marker is down. There was some movement.
Movement again.
Before the snap, ball start. Offense, number 55.
Empty set here. Deggy with a quick throw, and it's knocked away and almost picked off by Eisworth, stepping in front of the receiver, Sean Ryan.
What a great job by Eisworth, breaking on that ball like he was running the route. This is an old quarterback in high school, maybe doing some quarterback read, saying, I'm just going to read the eyes of that quarterback and make the break on the ball, and he gets that one, and he's gone. He knows exactly what's happening with that middle receiver. As the inside receiver goes deep and the outside receiver goes out, he knew his was just curling up.
West Virginia 4 of 4 on third down, but they have to get all the way down to the 7-yard line. And Deggy in trouble. Forced out of the pocket as McDonald got pressure.
Oh, no.
And now Deggy was across the line when he threw the ball. It was picked off. Oh, wait, it was caught, they say, by Simmons inside the 5. But, man, he looked like his whole body was across the line by at least a yard.
Davis, not
Illegal forward pass on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It includes a loss of down.
Casey Legg played soccer primarily in high school. He's from Charleston, West Virginia. Just one miss on the year. Trying to get the Mountaineers on the board.
Nope.
Not even close. Wide to the right. Still nothing.
Hey, the good news, she's cancer-free and her son's biggest cheerleaders. Darius said she is the sweetest woman you could meet. You just don't want her to get her mad. She's tough as nails.
All right, Paul, good story. Purdy completes it, first down. Hutchinson on the catch. The Stills brother. Purdy off play action. Quick throw to the sideline. And catch is made by Sean Shaw. Darius is a senior, Dante a junior. Of course, they could come back, so could anybody else. As Hall is able to burst through a hole and get the first down up near midfield. Boy, Iowa State is ripping through that West Virginia defense right now. Nwongu in the backfield on this play. Near midfield. Iowa State 163 yards of total offense already. As Purdy throws over the middle, incomplete. Hutchinson thought there should have been a flag, and there is. Nick Trowan, pass defense in the country coming in.
Defense number 11. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
Yep, 5. Iowa State will run Nwongu, and he's driven to the ground, but it's after a gain of 5 or 6. True freshman Akeem Messidor on the stop. Purdy with time. Everybody covered, so Purdy leaving the pocket. And his pass is caught by Hutchinson inbounds for a first down. Let's go to the studio and Matt. First down for Iowa State on the West Virginia 26. Hall trying to find a hole, breaks it to the outside, and tackled after a gain of 2 by Alonzo Adai. Barry Alvarez, the Wisconsin athletic director, said today, look, if Ohio State Michigan's canceled, we're going to revisit the requirements to play in the Big Ten championship. Timeout taken by Iowa State with 1 on the one out there. Or you want to?
Earl Bruce.
2nd down and 8 inside the 25 of West Virginia. Hall on the carry, wrapped up, hog tied.
Stills brothers.
Hey, you know, you always wonder with a team that likely is in the championship, you know, would there be a letdown, but also playing with the expectations as Purdy throws it deep here, back shoulder, and it's caught inside the 5. Sean Shaw on the catch, but man, what a throw by Purdy.
Well, and here you go again. Fortune is 6 foot. Sean Shaw is 6'6", and look at the throw. Outside shoulder to the out of bounds. Perfect spot for your big guy to go and get it.
He'll go back. Oh, Purdy keeping it into the end zone for the touchdown. His 2nd rushing score of the first half. A penalty marker is down.
Well, we'll see.
Coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 2. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Still 1st and goal, but now outside the 10-yard line. This is Breece Hall inside the 5. Another flag is down. Another touchdown on the ground. Is it holding again, though? They're doing to West Virginia's defense here today, though.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 88.
Wow.
That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
And I would bottom left, right there, you're going to see. Now, it's very difficult for me to see if he had the face mask or not. Obviously, the ref is standing right there.
West Virginia missed a field goal. And it looked like Iowa State was going to be up 21-0 in full control of this game. Now 1st and goal from their 26. Purdy looking, throwing it downfield, wide open is Hutchinson inside the 10. So it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line.
3 tight ends in the game. 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends, and they'll use them all.
Give it to Hall. Powers his way down to the 2. Stopped by Chandler Samito. Kings. Iowa State is number 9. 2 losses on the year for the Cyclones. One of those was week 1 against number 25 Louisiana, which beat App State last night. 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Looking to go up 21-0 here. Purdy on the roll out, wide open. The catch is made for the touchdown by Landon Akers.
Well, there's one of those seniors getting a touchdown as his first touchdown this year. He's a guy, and in his career, his average 15.7 yards per catch. I bet this short one never felt so good. Look at that. You got to love that. I mean, when you're sending the seniors off, and you can have a celebration like that, that's just awesome, man. That's what it's all about.
And he's a 6th-year senior.
Yeah.
It is 21-0. Iowa State already clinched a spot in the Big 12 championship game. Try to keep slim college football playoff hopes alive. And they're doing a number on a really good defense right now.
I can't tell you how impressed I am right now with them, Dave. 228 total yards. They're over 100 yards rushing. Brock Purdy has only had 2 incompletions on the day. They're very efficient. The offensive line and tight ends are controlling the line in the running game. Breece Hall is showing why he's a Heisman candidate in the way he runs the ball. All against, like you said, an incredible defense. So this is a bit surprising. And now West Virginia in a position not getting very close, if not there, where you start to get out of your game plan to say, okay, we're going to have to hustle up. By the way, Iowa State gets the ball at the start of the second half.
Yep. All right, answer the Aflac trivia question. You were right on the 33 head coaches who've been named Conference Coach of the Year. You said Earl Bruce, Johnny Majors in '71, and Dan McCarney in '04. But Matt Campbell likely to win it in 2020. That'd be 3 times in 4 years. And then the question that a lot of people want to know is, will he even be in contention to win it next year? Meaning, will he still be at Iowa State, or will he be somewhere else in the Big 12, or maybe somewhere in the Big 10? Good return by Wright out across the 30-yard line. Let's go to the studio and Matt.
Yeah, you mentioned about Matt Campbell. Listen, I get it. That's part of it. But, well, I tell you how happy the Iowa State players, fans, alumni, boosters have to be at what they're seeing right now. And no doubt they want this guy to be their coach for a while.
And West Virginia running the ball with Alex Sinkfield into the game. I mean, Matt Campbell's making over $3 million a year, reportedly. And yes, you could make more than that elsewhere, but now, it's not like some of these schools you made 1.2 or 1.4 10, 15 years ago, and you could take a job for 5 or 6 mil. Deggy in trouble here on 2nd and 7, and sacked by Jaquan Bailey. There's just not as big of a discrepancy in terms of coaching salaries like we used to have.
It's his 7th sack on the year, and that was a little teamwork there. That's when you go over and say, thanks, Will. Appreciate you making the quarterback pull it down a little bit.
Bailey making his 47th career start. 5th-year senior, 2-time All Big 12. A timeout called here with a couple on the play clock. They're down on 11 for West Virginia from its 31-yard line, trying to get some points here at the end of the half, but also trying not to kick it back to a hot Iowa State offense. Deggy goes down again. This time it was McDonald, which forced Deggy into Bailey on the last play. This time McDonald actually gets the quarterback.
So again, coming around the corner on Brandon Yates, the left tackle here. You're going to see it right there. Yates, there's McDonald. Nothing more than just beating him around the edge. You get that offensive lineman to open up instead of that 45-degree step when all of a sudden they step backward and open up. We call that like the gate opening up. Makes it so much easier for that rip move and that end to just come right around the corner and get, if not the sack, pressure on the quarterback.
Sumter to boot it to Milton. And Milton from inside his 25 cannot get away from a West Virginia gunner. Tackled by Bonamico. You look at Iowa State.
Yeah.
You talked about this game. You were there. You watched it happen.
Boy, look what they did since then. I mean, first time ever they beat Oklahoma and Texas in the same year. What they were able to do.
Missed field goal late by Texas. First time in program history beating both those schools in the same season. First time beating Oklahoma in Ames since 1960. Purdy gets rid of it right before he gets drilled, but not much there for Breece Hall, and tackled inbounds. They don't have a timeout.
And you know,
so it looks like Iowa State here taking all this time off the clock and just handing it off to Nwangu. Matt Campbell feels pretty good about a 21-0 lead. He'd rather not take a chance of turning it over deep in his own territory and just run out the half here.
Yeah, especially when you know you're getting the ball in the second half. Exactly.
That was impressive. Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. Opponent not known yet. Right now the Cyclones look like they could beat just about anybody they could play in that Big 12 championship game. Let's go to Matt Berry in the studio. Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by Tide. From Ames, Iowa, the 9th-ranked Cyclones of Iowa State leading West Virginia 21-0 as we get ready to start the second half.
Complete control of this game, and they are basically taking West Virginia out of their game plan right now.
Yeah, West Virginia 4th in total defense, giving up 274 yards a game. Iowa State with 236 already. Brock Purdy only 2 incompletions. One of those was a drop, and we're going to see Purdy here momentarily. Nwangu on the kick return. And he's thrown down at the 22-yard line. Here's Paul.
Controlling it, man. Those who control the line normally control the game.
Purdy fires to Hutchinson, knocked out of bounds after a gain of 9 by Drayshawn Miller. Into Paul's
70-80 snaps, and right now it's going Iowa State's way.
Breece Hall, and he's driven down, did not get the first down. Good pursuit to the football by Tony Fields and Akeem Messidor. Iowa State is 6 of 7 on third down, Mike. 3rd and 1 here for the Cyclones. West Virginia stacking the box. Hall, very patient, finds the hole and appears to have a first down. But short, 4th down.
So the one ref coming up before the line, that's obviously who they gave the ball to spot.
On today, forced by West Virginia's defense. Sinkfield on the run, makes a man miss at the 40. Dropped at the and they've done nothing on first down today. Off play action here, though, they get about 6 yards as the catch is made by Sean Ryan. They're averaging about 2 yards per first down play coming in.
So again,
all it takes is one scoring drive here, and they're back in the ballgame. So they go out of the pistol here on 2nd and 3. That's Winston Wright in motion. They fake it to him. And Deggy on the rollout. It's caught by Ryan at the Iowa State 40-yard line. For West Virginia down 2 wide receivers today. Ford Wheaton and Sam James not available for this game. So Estelle and Ryan getting a lot of targets. As Deggy throws it downfield. Single coverage on a jump ball and incomplete. Winston Wright could not get free of Greg Eisworth in the second. 2nd down and 10. Deggy from the pocket. Incomplete. Thrown in traffic. Sam Brown, a true freshman, the intended target. Third brother Seth played at Texas Tech. Jarrett's dad, a longtime high school coach. 3rd down and 10. And the junior quarterback from Lubbock dumps it off here to Letty Brown. Stiff arm by Brown. Knocked out of bounds, close to the first down.
No, he ended up
have stepped out when he caught the ball.
Yeah, well, he did. When he stiff armed Eisworth, he did a nice job with it, but after he did it, he ended up stepping out of bounds as it made him go a little wider. You see the left foot right there, out of bounds. Good 7 yards now short of the first down, 6 yards.
And West Virginia will go for it. Do you agree with this decision here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 37-yard line, yes, without question, going in.
Down 21-0.
Yep.
Deggy's pass is caught but short. Simmons was hit. Had no chance to get the first down. Did not run the route deep enough, it would appear, to get past the marker. Eisworth with the hit.
Okay, this is for every level of football 101. If you're running a route that has you turning back to the ball on a 3rd and whatever in this situation, 6, you've got to go to the sticks.
And they lead 21-0 against West Virginia. Purdy chased out of the pocket, dumps it off to Breece Hall, slips a tackle at the 35, and close to a first down at the 41. 8 of 9 on the play. Home Depot featuring Breece Hall. I'm going to give it to him here on 2nd and short. Able to push the pile, and looks like he's got a first down.
You know, Breece Hall, we know he has a tie. He came into today tied with Najee Harris from Alabama with the 2nd most points in the NCAA with 102. Javonte Williams came into today from North Carolina with 108. So he's up to 108 now. I know Williams had a touchdown for North Carolina. So he's scoring a lot of points. He's doing everything well this year.
Hall again making a defender miss initially, but then dragged down by Exree Lowe. No gain on the play. He's had 100 yards in every game but one this year. That was last week against Texas. Had just 91 in that game. Now his breakout game was against West Virginia a year ago. Really the first time he got a legitimate number of carries. The first few games he wasn't touching it often, but then against the Mountaineers last year, he rushed for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. And since then, he's been phenomenal. Came in number 2 in the country. Penalty marker down in rushing yards.
Prior to the snap, False start. Offense, number 72.
You look at my Heisman guy, obviously quarterbacks are going to be there, and all these quarterbacks are having phenomenal years. Justin Fields, I mean, it's just tough with just 4 games at this point. And Breece Hall, he deserves to be on this list. He deserves, well, I know they're not doing the invites this year, not going to be there, but he deserves to be in that group. And I know it's difficult for a running back, though we have seen it's usually a running back and quarterback lean heavy to the quarterback, but he deserves to be in that conversation for the year he's had.
Sophomore to Wichita, Kansas. So after the 5-yard penalty, Purdy will throw on 2nd down and 15, and dumping it off for a short gain. Maybe only a pickup of 1 on the play by Ryan. The defense there checked that Porter on the catch. Darian Porter made the catch, and an immediate 3rd and 14. Purdy has to step up, and he'll keep it. And tackled out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Yeah,
Low on the stop.
That wasn't a 3rd and 5. That was a 3rd and 14. That was going to be a little tougher to get after the reaction from West Virginia. So West Virginia.
Deggy's a talented guy, but needs to be supported by a quality run game to really have a shot. 2nd punt for Iowa State today. Both have come here in the 3rd. We'll see where they spot that one. It was not a good kick, obviously.
It's PN2 app.
Thank you, Paul. Play action, and Deggy pitching it. Letty Brown, he lost yardage. Not the way you want to start a drive. Let's go back to.
I love that, because I'm not stepping in the octagon. Love to go watch him.
Here's Sean Ryan with a head of steam, picks up the 1st down. Well, Mike Rose, he's the guy when you look at that Iowa State team. He's a big reason why they're here. I mean, just a guy that wasn't highly recruited, but has become a big-time player. 36 consecutive starts now.
Well, Matt Campbell said about him, I don't think there's anyone playing better in our sport right now. Said every time we'd call him during quarantine, he was working out.
West Virginia moving the ball. Play action. Deggy on the run.
Oh.
And the pass is incomplete. A little surprised they've gone away from the run. Just 13 rushing yards, but got to stay balanced. You got enough time, 1.25 quarters. He'll throw it again, though, on 1st down. Deggy in trouble and sacked. Will McDonald having a field day. Came in with 6.5 sacks on the year.
So again, this is on Brandon Yates, a guy that was forced to play as a redshirt freshman tackle. Just going to open up. As soon as that left leg steps back and he opens up, now he's perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. That makes it so much easier for the better athlete, the faster player, and McDonald there to make the play.
Now it's 3rd down and 16 after the 3rd sack for Iowa State's defense. Deggy with a long pass. It's caught inside the 25 by Winston Wright. Well, they'll be in the conversation. 1st down for West Virginia on the move here. Deggy with a pass to the sideline that's over the head of the tight end Mike O'Loughlin. So what they just did here, they brought another quarterback in the game. They brought Garrett Green in the game here, but Deggy is still on the field. Green isn't even listed as the backup quarterback, so he's obviously out there to run the ball. And he picks up about 8 yards. They've been trying to find a way to get back to the run game. They had 3 scores, 5-minute mark of the 3rd. So Deggy is back in shotgun now for 3rd down and 3, and he'll throw it. In traffic, incomplete. Boy, there were 2 West Virginia players in the same spot. West Virginia forced to go for it on 4th down. 0 for 1 today. Have to get to the 24-yard line. And they'll throw it. Deggy in trouble. Gets rid of the pass, and it's dropped. It would have been a 1st down, but Simmons couldn't hang on. Play fake. Purdy finds Kohler out of the backfield, dragging a defender with him. And Tony Fields called for a penalty here, trying to drag down the 6'6", 257-pound tight end.
Foul. Post collar tackle. Defense, number 1. The penalty is 15 yards from the end of the run.
I didn't think it was all that bad, but look at the height between the tight ends and the wide receivers. It is ridiculous. And 5'11" average for the starting DBs for West Virginia.
Hall moving the pile inside the 40. And Charlie Kohler's a pretty good athlete. He was an excellent high school basketball player in Norman, Oklahoma. Played on the same team as Trey Young, now starring with the Atlanta Hawks.
First player in Iowa State history, was an All-American football player and academic All-American last year.
Go back to Hall after an 8-yard run. Look at him follow the quarterback. Purdy through the hole. Inside the 20, and then scoots out of play around the 15-yard line.
Yeah. We're talking so much about patience, but look at the line in front of him. This time it's going to be 72 Remsburg down on Fields, getting to the second level. He's not getting touched till 3, 4, 5 yards down the field. That's a whole lot of that offensive line up front.
That was a 21-yard run. Now he trips and falls down. Looked like he stepped on the foot of the left tackle, Sean Foster, again.
And they're getting the job done for their running backs.
Purdy, play fake. Looking. Throwing to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Kohler pulls it in. And there's a flag.
So we'll see who it's on. Kohler again at 6'6". Alonzo Adai, 5'11". That's what your quarterback says. You know what? There's a guy on you. I'm throwing it because I think my guy's going to be able to get the ball over you. And that's exactly what happened.
Pass interference. Defense number 4. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So this is what you see. Your quarterback's looking at matchups, and he sees the matchups outside. Okay, I got a shorter guy on my taller guy, which is almost across the board for him. Kohler ends up making a one-handed catch with his left hand because he's being interfered with. He's that good. But that's just a quarterback knowing I got that matchup there won.
5th touchdown of the season, 15th of Kohler's career. 2 touchdown passes for Purdy, and the extra point makes it 28-0 Iowa State. Career receptions by a tight end, number 95 for Kohler. That's the most in program history. He's a junior. Could come back if he wants. So could everybody. West Virginia now runs the ball here with Sinkfield, and Iowa State's all over it. Jake Hummel leading the way for 2nd down and 8. Deggy setting up, stepping up, throwing it deep. Receiver is open, but over the head of if you're waiting for Iowa State to have a breakdown in coverage, it's probably not happening. They're so sound. Here's a deep ball on 3rd down and 8, and the intended receiver was Sean Ryan, but he had a defender step for step with him, Datrone Young. So Brock Purdy, who's completed his last 11 passes, 2 for touchdowns. He's going to get the ball back here with his team in command at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Milton is deep, and the fair catch made at the 22-yard. Look at the hot streak for Purdy. Started 4 of 6. And actually, I think with the losses by Oklahoma State and West Virginia, Oklahoma's in before they even play Baylor. Over the middle, 1st down catch by Sean Shaw.
And speaking of Oklahoma, Brock Purdy is the first quarterback in school history to beat all the conference opponents, and the last one to take care of was Oklahoma. So when he was in there when they beat Oklahoma, he's beaten every Big 12 opponent. As you mentioned, he just tied or has 24 school records. I mean, it's been amazing.
Breece Hall, he runs into Stills, gain of maybe 1.
Mike, I think you'll think this is interesting. He's the cousin of Roger Craig, who was the 1988 offensive MVP in the NFL, and they have a great relationship. Against him in the past as well.
Purdy in trouble, able to get away from a defender. Throws back across the middle to Hall for a 1st down into West Virginia territory.
Wow, Akeem Mesidor had him in his sights, absolutely had him in his sights, and Purdy does a great job getting around. And look at the right hand of your screen. There's Mesidor, the true freshman. Purdy does a great job breaking out. Paul, to finish your story, just like Breece Hall, I probably would have missed tackling him. I missed Roger Craig many a time in my career.
and think how good Craig was as a receiver too.
Oh yeah.
And Breece Hall's pretty good as a pass catcher. Could be better. That's one area they want him to work on, but Got 16 catches on the year. Here's his backup, Nwangu. He's going to take it to the house. It's 34-0 Iowa State.
Untouched. And when this guy hits the open field, he is gone. He's the kick return man for this team. And he has broken off some big ones there. He has got speed to burn. And that was about as straight ahead a run, Dave, as you could possibly have. So again, great credit to that O-line right in front of him.
Now, Breece Hall's the star, but when the coaches talk about the leader on the team, they point to Nwangu, and that's nothing against Hall. It's just that Nwangu is a guy that, even though he's not the guy, he's very much a vocal leader in that locker room, and everybody follows him. So I know his teammates and coaches are very happy to see him get a 47-yard touchdown, potentially his final game in Ames.
Look at the first. We'll take a look at the blocking up front. The guys in front that are getting the job done. The linemen, including the tight ends. Look at that, not touched, and then the bursts of speed. No shot at catching this guy. Now it's just how quick is he going to get to the end zone. Untouched up the middle run. You do not see that. You don't see that a ton, Dave, unless you're in short yards and everybody's up on the line. Here you have 3 levels, and he was absolutely untouched. Great job,
West Virginia. And a West Virginia defense, Mike, that gives up 18 points per game, and Iowa State has doubled that, and almost 200 rushing yards today. A date with, it looks like, Oklahoma. Big 12 title game.
Derek Schweiger, there you go. Cutting a row. That's better dancing. But it's always great to see a 300-pounder dance. And Dave, I go back to something you said before, and I agree. You know what else? Who else this is really going to impress? Got to be the committee, right? The college playoff committee, to see what they're doing, to know how good West Virginia defense was and what this offense is doing, and obviously what Iowa State's defense is doing as well. This is while it's a lot of fun at senior day, they're in the Big 12 championship, there's no doubt they're sending a great message.
Big hole for Letty Brown. Gain of close to 20 before he's knocked down on the final play of the third quarter. Iowa State dominant today. Kohler getting interfered with 4 different times, has still caught the ball. They've also been able to run right between the tackles and gash that Mountaineer defense. Normally good, but not today, giving them 35. ESPN College Football is presented by Tide. Iowa State up 35-0 on West Virginia as we start the fourth quarter. Dave Pasch in Arizona, Mike Golick in Bristol, Connecticut. Paul Carcaterra is in Ames for the final quarter of this one, with Letty Brown getting the carry. And he lowers the shoulder on the defender, picks up the first down. Again,
a little too late.
And it seems like, too, as Brown gets 5 or 6 yards, it's a little late to go to the run game, as there's a flag.
Illegal substitution on the defense. There were 12 players on the field at the snap.
ESPN College Football is presented by Tide. If it's got to be a clean you can trust, it's got to be Tide Hygienic Clean. And in part by Cars.com, everybody can score this weekend. Find your perfect car match online.
Well, the last time Iowa State was in first place with a game left was 1976. That day they lost to Oklahoma State. Fast forward 44 years, a lot different result. Cyclones are in the Big 12 title game, and they have played a near perfect game today. On 1st and 5, deep ball, Deggy overthrown. Penalty marker is down, though, on the pass intended for Reese Smith.
Pass interference. Defense, number 11. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
So that's on Lawrence White. What I'm interested in here, Dave, because I've been in this position, the game within the game, down to the sidelines. The D coordinator for Iowa State, John Haycock, just lit his team up during that last break. And I get it. You know, you're playing great, and then you start to get gashed a little bit, and he just jumped them. So I'm going to be real interested to see how these guys finish up this drive.
Letty Brown. And again, that's a good chunk on the ground on first down, which is probably one of the things Haycock wasn't happy about.
Yards of that.
On 2nd and 3, again, Brown is the ball carrier, gets the first down inside the 20-yard line. Brown bounces off, I think, his own guy, an offensive lineman. He's cut down in the backfield by Aisheem Young. I just love the fact that that game was played on such short notice. Here's a screen to Esdale. Stretches forward inside the 15-yard line. The respect that they should get. Ranked 13th. Daggy into the end zone. Incomplete. It was intended for Winston Wright, and Lawrence White, who got flagged for pass interference a couple plays ago, was in there defensively. It's, I guess, Neil Brown saying, you know what, we're probably going to lose, but we don't want to get shut out. So it's at least throw the field goal team out there for a 32-yarder instead of going for it on 4th and 7. And the Mountaineers are on the board.
Too low in the beginning.
I heard something really interesting today on ESPNU radio as Purdy has passed the 30-yard line. Chris Felica, and Iowa State in the conversation at number 9, like BYU and Cincinnati, needing some help as Breece Hall gets maybe one. 3rd down coming up.
Listen,
and if this, for a team that's not in the Power 5, if you can't make the college football playoff this year, it's probably never going to happen. First down catch made by Hutchinson. And this is the best shot that a Cincinnati or BYU has.
Those are two things that would have to happen for sure.
I think it's going to be really interesting based on what we saw with that playoff predictors. Luongo was tackled for a loss by Stills. Is if what happened. 2nd and 10 for Iowa State. Purdy to the air with a 32-point lead and taking a shot. Knocked away, but a flag. Chase Allen, the intended receiver. Chandler Cimito in coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 7.
Against 5'11". The coverage is there. Now there's an interference call, but still Purdy sees the defender on his guy, but he's like, my guy's 6'7". I'm going to take the chance with what nobody would consider a 50-50 ball. They would be.
So still officially just 2 incompletions for Purdy today, and one of those was a drop. Here's Hall getting the corner. And out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Hall inching closer to another 100-yard day. Is that a positive for a team like Ohio State or a negative?
Oh, I think eventually it would be a negative unless they are just dominant in any other games that they play.
Purdy forced out of the pocket and just went down awkwardly. Again, I'm sitting at home, so I think he went down. That's just based on what I saw.
But Clemson beats Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a one-loss team, not a conference champ. And then Texas A&M. If they're a one-loss non-conference champ, who do you give that 4th spot to? Do you give it to a one-loss Notre Dame non-conference champ or Texas A&M non-conference champ?
Iowa State up on West Virginia 35-3. Here was that play. Call the reception, and you're going to see why it's not. Sean Shaw with the ball, and then right here, you see the ball start to come out and move. Good job by Tyke Smith keeping his hand in between there and eventually loosening that ball up.
Purdy over the middle to Hutchinson inside the 30-yard line, but it's 4th down.
4th and 5. They're gonna go for it here. It would be about a 45-yard field goal if they tried it.
Purdy with everybody covered.
Touchdown.
Dumps it off. Breece Hall wide open. Walks in for a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown today, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, and that certainly will help his Heisman Trophy cause, adding some numbers here late, 28 yards.
Wow, he actually wanted Landon Akers on the other side of the field first, and almost the same route Akers ran the other way to get his touchdown. He wanted that first, didn't go to it, and ended up having to buy some time coming back right to the right side, and Breece Hall just slipped out, and you could just see it.
Iowa State offense brought Purdy's thrown 3 touchdown passes. Didn't have to do a whole lot here after he left the pocket. He did a ton to get out of trouble. Just dumped it off, though, to Breece Hall. Had a bite of a sandwich as he walked into the end zone for an easy 6. Well, in Ames, they are celebrating for good reason. They're on their way to the Big 12 title game and an 8-2 record, already number 9 in the country, their highest college football playoff ranking ever. Can they get higher? They beat Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game and get some help from some other teams. Maybe they'll be playing on January 1st in the college football playoff. Here's Wright with a nice return down at the 34. Let's go to Matt. Most yards given up by West Virginia's defense this year. Deggy looking, launching, incomplete. Only FBS stadium named after an African-American, Jack Trice Stadium in Ames.
I mean, you know, you read that letter on the letterhead of the hotel that they were staying at. It was a game against Minnesota. As you mentioned, the injury sustained in that game, he died after that. And John Haycock, the defensive coordinator for Iowa State, said that letter, copy of that letter, is on the front of every defensive playbook for all his defensive players. And how John Haycock is still making the guys today understand the importance of it.
Letty Brown tackled for a loss. This is somebody that NFL teams would like to reach out to and have a conversation with. Deggy on the run. And his pass caught at the 35-yard line.
Here he is having is ridiculous.
Deggy dumps it off and throwing it away, trying to hit Letty Brown. Yeah, the one loss for Florida was at Texas A&M. Letty Brown down in the backfield at the 41. I'm just going to ask you about Matt Campbell. If you're Matt Campbell and you're going to have people coming after you, I mean, he's a small school guy. That's how he came up. He's at a school. He's built a program that has shown that it can compete every year in the Big 12. As Deggy throws it downfield, incomplete. You're Matt Campbell. How would you handle this?
Well, again, see, I'll say again, it comes down to what he wants to do. You know, is he happy here, building this program to make it a powerhouse? Is he saying, okay, I want to use this to go to the next place? Just what's the reason, if you want to go, do you want to go, or the reason that you want to stay? I'd look at it just like a free agent in professional sports.
Here's Deggy on 4th and 14, and it's caught for a first down by Estelle. When you look, and can you sustain it at Baylor? I mean, that's another question. Can you sustain it at Iowa State as Sinkfield tries to run to the perimeter? They've shown.
Talked about some real leaders here that are juniors.
Deggy overthrows the intended receiver, Sean Ryan.
So this is where relationships start at times.
Deggy on 3rd down and 10. Almost intercepted in the end zone on the redirection through the hands of Simmons. He avoided the shutout at this point. What's 3 more points? And Sumter puts it through 42-6 with 2:46 to go.
Hard work today.
And Hunter Decker's a true freshman into the game at quarterback for Iowa State. Hands it off to Jairo Brock. He has a first down.
Question is, we get a look at Hunter Deckers, the true freshman, 4-star Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year. 6'3", 234.
Has all the passing records in Iowa.
Yes.
Brock trying to juke a defender, gets a couple.
Co-champs that year with Nebraska.
Decker's keeping it, turning it upfield, close to a first down before he's pushed out.
Y'all
Googled it.
3rd down and 2. And they get the first down here.
And as they say, it's the best formation in all of football.
A 31-18 record the last 4 years, the best 4-year run in school history. 8-2 overall, 8-1 in Big 12 play for the first time ever. And The first appearance in the Big 12 championship game, Oklahoma, by virtue of the losses today by Oklahoma State and West Virginia, will be the Cyclones' opponent. Iowa State beat Oklahoma earlier this year in Ames for the first time since 1960. 42-6, the final score today.
Wow, what can you do? Congratulations to that man, his staff, and all the players on the job they have done. Again, not just this year, but how he has turned this program around, from coaching staff to players to culture, exactly the way he wanted to. Congrats to all of them.